Hi everyone, welcome to my Friday wine segment. And today is a special day, because it's Friday, also because it's National Sauvignon Blanc Day. So today I will welcome a special guest who's in France right now and who graciously agreed to participate. It's 5:30 p.m. in France, so it's early. It's aperitif time. Today I will be talking to Pierre Caizergues, who's winemaker in Carcassonne in the Languedoc region of France. And his brand is called Pierre Tailleur de Vin, which translates to wine tailor. And he will explain to us in a minute once I can find him on here. I will invite him to join in and talk to us about his project and his wines, and we will be tasting some Sauvignon Blanc live here with you today. Pierre, where are you? I'm waiting for Pierre. So I hope everyone is staying healthy and staying home and sipping some good wines. Like I said, today is National Sauvignon Blanc Day, so I hope you have some good Sauvignon Blanc on hand. I do. I have Pierre's wine right here. This is a 2018 Sauvignon Blanc from the cité of Carcassonne, which is in the Languedoc region in the south of France, which I'm dying to visit again. Pierre is young and dynamic. He's super fun. I can't wait for him to join us. I have his wine open. I opened this wine about 20 minutes ago because I really don't like to drink my white wine super chilled. I don't find them attractive. So I just had my glass sitting here so it can open up a little bit while I'm waiting for Pierre to join. Pierre, I know it's apéro time in France, but you need to join me. This is really beautiful. It's really fun to drink. It's super fresh. It had some really nice notes of citrus, a little bit of hay, a little bit of fresh grass, but not the New Zealand kind of like. It's very well integrated. Hi everybody. It's fresh. It's summer in a glass, and I love it. And for those of you who wonder where Carcassonne is, Carcassonne, here I am with my big old book. Carcassonne is like down here, all the way down south. So, like I said, it's literally summer in a glass, right down here. This book is heavy. So I'm still waiting for Pierre to join in. In the meantime, if you guys have any questions, this is Pierre Tailleur de Vin, Sauvignon Blanc from Cité de Carcassonne. This is what we're going to be sipping together live as soon as Pierre joins in. I wonder where he is. Anyway, I'm going to start sipping without him, and then we can catch up. Hey, Lambert. Hey, everybody. This is so good. It just makes my mouth water. Of course, I want more. It's a little early here, but it doesn't matter. It's Friday. This is so crisp, but not in a boring, flat kind of way. This is it's a little bit floral, citrusy. It's super fun to drink. Hi, great seeing you too. It's slightly floral. It's got some good body to it. It's not the boring, flat Sauvignon Blanc that you may think of. Because the weather in the south, it's pretty warm. So this Sauvignon Blanc has some body to it. This is really good with fish or any appetizer you might like. But I like this just as is, as an aperitif. I think it's beautiful. Hey, I think it's beautiful. It's a great sipper. It's Friday. Listen, even 11:30 a.m. Eastern, this would be great with a light lunch. You know what? Why not? So I wonder where my friend Pierre is. Don't forget to join Pierre. I don't want to be tipsy before I get to see you here. Let me see if he's there. He's not. Okay. So, anywho, if you guys have questions while I'm talking to Pierre, feel free to type them and I'll ask them away. Yes, Carol, go ahead. And thank you. Yes. And ask away. We'll be talking for a little bit. I want to know a little bit more about Pierre's background and how he started making wine in 2015. So this is brand new, but he's super passionate about his project. And that is the reason why I wanted to share this with you all. So as soon as I can get to him, it would be great. We'll have great conversations and I'll keep sipping in the meantime. Anyway, so like I said, please keep sending questions. Also, there will be a video of Pierre on Sarah Wine Imports Instagram a little later on. Pierre will be talking and describing his wine on there. But for now, we will be talking together. Here it is. I'm waiting. He's here. He's here. Awesome. Salut Pierre.
Bonjour Anna.
Comment vas-tu?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you for tuning in and joining today. I'm so excited to have you. I was chatting a little bit before you get in. I was telling everybody that today is National Sauvignon Blanc Day and that I have a special guest, Pierre Caizergues, winemaker of Pierre Tailleur de Vin. Sorry. Tailleur de Vin translates to wine tailor. And what I would like for you to do is tell us, I know you started your project in 2015, correct?
Yeah, 2015, September, first vintage was September 2015. Well, I'm in the wine, making wine since that date, but I work in the wine making and the wine industry, I would say, for almost 15 years. But well, yeah, I decided 5 years ago to do my own wines. Before I was working for other producers in the southwest of France, and yeah, I always wanted to do my own wines. But in 2015, when I decided to start, I was looking at to buy land. I mean vines to make my own wines. But it was quite not because it was expensive, but it was too many wine on the market, too many people making good wines around me. And I had a lot of friends who were making wine, very good wine, very good quality wine, but they had a lot of, I mean, it was hard to sell it. There's a lot of competitions, a lot of people from the new world, I mean, South Hemisphere, Australia, South Africa, New Zealand. So big competition in the world. So instead of buying my own lands and starting from the very, very beginning, I decided to work with some of my winemaker friends. I mean, they have their own vineyard, they do their own wines, and they lend me their wine cellar. So I have the key of the cellar and I do my own wines at their place. That's the idea.
You have really good friends.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's, you know, they produce. I mean, it's a partnership where we both have a very good, I mean, good interest to work together. They really focus on the vines every day. I also do the harvest and the pruning, etc. Some work, but very occasionally. But I do all the wall vinification process, the wall blend, and all the cells. But it's most of the time the people they have, it's, you know, it's two different work. It's a lot of time to spend in the vineyard if you want to have a good grape, because good grape, you know, good wines. So it's kind of two different life. So with me and my friends, we found this relationship that works pretty well, and so far so good that we're all happy this way. But I'm planning to plant 3 hectares of vines next year. on my own. So, yeah, step by step.
Where are you going to be planting?
It's on the Malepère AOC. It's on the very western part of Languedoc, near Carcassonne.
And what will you be planting there?
We're doing the study about the lands now. So to look at the grapes, what varietal we will plant, because it really depends on a lot of things. So it's probably some Pinot Noir for sure, and maybe some Italian grapes varietal. Maybe some resistant grape varietal as well, because it's a real concern nowadays. To have some plants that can fight against the disease without any product. And so, yeah, we're looking at it.
So tell me about the Pierre Tailleur de Vin project. Is it something that you went into heads on, having an idea what you were going to do with this, or is it something that gradually became what it is today?
Well, I have different range of wine. The wine we're talking today, my Pierre's range, it's a range of it's a range. It's two things. It's about the appellation around the castle. Carcassonne is a old medieval castle from the 4th century, very touristic, surrounded by vineyard. But very few growers use the name of Carcassonne and make wine around the castle. They usually sell the grapes to the négoce, and it goes to the blend. So I really wanted to make the appellation Cité Carcassonne more famous and really focus on this zone, which is 20 kilometers, 12 miles around the castle, and also focus on grapes that usually grow in the north of France, where they have very cooler climate than us. In the south is much warmer. So I wanted also to show that in the south of France we can do a Sauvignon Blanc, Cabernet Franc that usually we find in the Loire Valley, which is cooler and up north, and also Pinot Noir, Chardonnay from Burgundy. It depends really the lands. I mean, how you plant the vineyard, if it's facing south, facing north, the date of harvesting, a lot of things and the vinification process as well. A lot of things that makes the final product. So I wanted to show people we can also do very delicate wine in the Languedoc, not only big reds,
right?
Red wines, a lot of alcohol, full-bodied. The idea is to work on no oak aging and 100% varietal.
So your idea was with this range, at least with this range, these are single varietal, all of them, right? And I've tasted this Sauvignon Blanc a few minutes before you jumped in. It has a really good body and a really good mouthfeel to it. It's not one of those like flat, just crisp, just green Sauvignon Blanc. You could tell it grows in a warmer climate. And I think that's it's a really interesting Sauvignon Blanc to taste, because it's a little different from anything that we used to. For instance, in Loire, we think Sauvignon Blanc, we always think Loire. It's kind of, some people have a hard time to kind of like step away from that. Here in the US, you see, a lot of people talk about Sauvignon Blanc from Loire or New Zealand. So it's like two opposites. And I think this is a really good medium, if I should say.
Well, I don't say this, but most of my clients, some of them, used to say that it's a mix between the new world and the old world. Exactly. I think the region is kind of like this. We have all the modern tools to make wine. We're in France, so we have the knowledge, like the rest of the world. But it's really a blend between this old style fashion style of making wine, and also probably more open-minded in the way that in Languedoc we can grow everything, all the grapes. We're allowed to do all the process. It's a very free region, wine region. We can do almost every kind of any style of wine. So in our head, we can open new doors. We can try new process. We can try new blends. So yeah, it's kind of a mix between the new world, I would say. Not as expressive as Sauvignon Blanc from Marlborough in New Zealand, but not also the very dry, very acidic Loire style, which I like a lot. Beside the fact that it's not the same value, the same money for the wine as well. Yeah. So it's all about the quality price ratio in Languedoc that we showing also, because it's for the price, it's always decent, it's always good, always new. So yeah.
It gives you the fact that you're in Languedoc. It gives you a little bit more flexibility.
A lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Much more. And in the Languedoc, for years we had a lot of cooperatives, so union of growers working together. They kind of merging together. So now we have big ones and the small one disappeared. But the growers, they're making their own wine now, and they're all the new generation of winemaker. So they're like, once again, it's too many competition out there. So they try to find new way of making wine. They experience much more than before, and that gives us a very large wine offer in Languedoc: white, rosé, red, sparkling, sweet wine, the Rivesaltes with the kind of the port style wines, the sparkling in Limoux. So yeah, you can find all different kind of wine in Languedoc at a very reasonable price. That's probably the biggest our trade we have in south of France. Yeah.
So let's taste Sauvignon Blanc. Let's taste together. So I took this one out of the fridge, the cooler, about 30 minutes ago now, because I really dislike really cold white wine. So this is what we're tasting today.
You have the 19, right? It's 2019. Cheers.
Cheers. I have the 18 here. You have the 19?
I have the 18 as well.
Okay, good. Good. We're on the same page. I'm glad.
The main aroma you got on the Sauvignon Blanc from Sancerre, this like very cut grass. We probably don't have that style in the south of France. It's more bigger, warmer, of course, more on the exotic side of the Sauvignon Blanc. That kind of the New World style, but still very crisp and a good balance.
It is. It has some really good structure to it in terms of the mouthfeel. It's not. It just lingers. It's not one of those that just you taste and disappear. It's just really lingers in your mouth. You want more. The acidity is really bright. Yeah, I want more. It's lunchtime in New York. I don't care.
Well, it's also a good time for Sauvignon Blanc, spring and summer. It's kind of light. I mean, the light version of the white wine, lighter than the Chardonnay. Mm-hmm. Very drinkable. Very drinkable. That's also something even on my reds. Cap Franc is a big red wine, but I always try to make them not light, but like drinkable, very easy to drink, still with a long finish, as much complexity as I can give them, but still drinkable. That's the main target I have when I think wine. So just pleasure and drinkability.
So this one is stainless steel, right?
Yeah.
Fermented.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. And you did some batonnage on this, did you?
Well, yeah, we do batonnage regarding the tasting. So we taste the wine. So every year is different, because even if we don't have big difference on the vintage, still the wine can be different every year. They are different every year. So we do the batonnage regarding the wine tasting.
Okay. So you don't do it every year, just depending on the vintage, right?
Well, we can do like light batonnage some year, and more batonnage if to extract more flavor some years if it's kind of close or not as expressive as we want it.
Right. Perfect. Yeah. I love it.
And yeah, also the idea is on Sauvignon Blanc is usually Sauvignon Blanc produce a lot of wine. I mean, it's a grape that produces a lot, so you just have to control the yield, how much you produce. Otherwise, they make the wine very, very watering, and they don't have a long finish like you said, and yeah.
Awesome. So has anyone have questions? Oh, someone asked about distribution. Please DM me and I'll get back to you on that. You missed those wine, AJ? I know. Why don't you come to my house and taste them? I'll be happy to share if I could, seriously. Pierre, it was a pleasure for you to join me today. I'm so happy we did this. Does anybody have questions? You have a minute or so. If not, you can watch a video of Pierre on Sarah Wine Imports Instagram a little later on. He will be talking about the Sauvignon Blanc because of today's day, National Sauvignon Blanc Day. Someone is asking, what is your favorite vintage so far?
Well, the Sauvignon Blanc I started in 17, and I just bottled the 19, which is still in the cellar. It's a hard question. There's not a big difference on the vintage in Sauvignon Blanc. I would say on the reds, much more. Yeah, you can really tell a difference between the vintage. On the Chardonnay and the Sauvignon Blanc, or even the sparkling, it's not. I can't really tell if I have a good memory of the 17. It's small production, so I don't have any 17 yet. So I mean, 6 bottles maybe in the cellar for.
It's a tough question to answer. It's like someone's asking you, what is your favorite child? Right?
Yeah, both. Yeah, no. So I can't really tell. I think this vintage is good. The new vintage, the 19, is not ready yet. So I'm not even able to comment really now the 19, even if I think it's vintage as well. But it's on the white is quite hard on this because there's not much work on the wine. We don't aging on the barrel, so we don't have a big evolution on the wines. It's not. It's a very simple and not simplistic, but simple wine. So there's not a big difference on the vintage really. Maybe the 17 it's a warmer year, so it was a bit bigger.
Right.
So if you like that on the warmer side, the 17 you like it better. The 18 is maybe a bit fresher.
Mm-hmm. Someone was just asking, what is the production on the Sauvignon Blanc, total bottles, if you want to share that?
We do 8,000 bottles, 8 to 10,000 bottles on each, kind of each cuvée. On the reds, almost the same. A little bit more on the reds, but not much.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Thank you. Any more questions, everyone? If not, you can always DM me later or DM Sarah Wine Imports for any questions or distribution questions you may have. Pierre, thank you so much for joining today. It was a pleasure having you. Another question just came in. Hang on. Would you be down to grow Sangiovese or any other Italian varietals?
There's very few Sangiovese in Languedoc, though. I know one producer in Minervois who has some Sangiovese, but they age him in the barrel, so it's big reds. That's not the type of wine like I'm into it right now. But I'm sure on some, because it's not the same climate almost, but it's warm enough for Sangiovese. But if you pick the right place, that probably will be good spot in France to grow Sangiovese. Probably the only one to make good Sangiovese. Italy stay the best.
Quickly Sangiovese to Tuscany, and then and leave what you do best in Carcassonne, right? Well, thank you so much once again. Thank you for joining me. This was fun. I like to cheers with you before we leave. Cheers.
Cheers.
Have a good weekend. Say hi to the family, and I hope we'll catch up soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anna. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Take care. Bye.